All right, how's it begun? So for anyone that didn't hear, I guess just a little bit ago during the stream, maybe like an hour and a half ago, they announced a new RimWorld update and expansion. Seems kind of like what they did with Royalty, where like no one knew they were working on Royalty, or almost no one. And then they're like, "Oh, by the way, we've been working on this expansion. It's called Royalty. Here's all the details. By the way, it's coming out tomorrow." So it seems like the same kind of thing. I've seen a little bit in chat already of what to expect, but I'm gonna read through it all. And yeah, you guys tell me what you think about the different things when we get to it. I'll tell you what I think about it. All the good stuff. Hello, everyone. I'm Tia, an insect lover and a Spellipede sympathizer at Luton. Today, I'm going to share some big news. Soon we'll be releasing RimWorld Update 1.3 with the new free content and a variety of improvements, including animal fences, breach raids, beards, and many quality of life improvements. You can play 1.3 now on the Steam Branch 1.3 preview. The beta is to give modders ample time to update as well as help us fix those final bugs. As a reminder, RimWorld supports multi-version mods, so anyone should be able to continue playing 1.2 as long as they like and change over when desired. As long as modders don't remove 1.2 support, modders can even add 1.3 support without breaking 1.2 before 1.3 is fully released. So that's nice. Most of your mods, unless they're like super overhaul mods, are not going to get broken. So it will coincide with a free update, it looks like, just like Royalty did with 1.2. Looking at releasing 1.3 in about 2 weeks, though this could change. 1.3 release will also be releasing a new expansion called RimWorld Ideology. This expansion focuses on the belief system, social roles, rituals, hunts for ancient relics, and cross-cultural interaction. All right. About 1.3. So this is about specifically the update 1.3. So these will be things in the game even if you don't buy Ideology, I assume. There are 15 months of improvements in 1.3, so it's a pretty big one. There's a new pins and fences system for animals. Now animals are more productive with more focused roles, but some of them need to be kept in fenced pins and led around by your trusty farmers. It gives the colony a more ranchy look and feel, as opposed to just having random cows always wandering through bedrooms or staying in pins via mind control. Also got egg boxes and new straw matting terrain type to build true looking farms that actually work. There are search bars all over the interface now, so you can type in the text for the architect menu, stats dialog, research menu, stockpile filter, and elsewhere to jump directly to exactly what you want. That is so good. I used to use Rim Search all the time. No more hunting through lists, even with lots of modded items. The faction Goodwill system has been reworked so neighbors keep a record of what you've done and why they feel the way they do about you. You'll have a better idea of why exactly they want to destroy or reward you. Interesting. All right, let's look at these. The ranching thing is pretty interesting. I'm really curious to see what the fences are going to be like, the stats of the fences. So like, my first thought isn't, oh cool, I can have a ranch. My thought is, I wonder how much cover that fence gives. Can you shoot over the fence? How much HP is that? Does that block insect attacks if we put fencing in every tile the insects could spawn? How many materials per, like, anyway, change log, yeah, it really is. So I'm really curious about that. It is really awesome that you'll be able to keep your animals, your farming animals in a place like that though, so that's kind of nice. And it looks kind of cool. I'm really excited about the chicken one. That'll be really nice to have a specific egg laying place. Yeah, I'm going to check it out though. Thank you. But those are the first questions I have just reading it, right? All right. The other picture was of the Goodwill. So natural Goodwill minus 30, affected by natural Goodwill is based on a faction that identifies beliefs. All right. So that's interesting. They're going to redo the factions a little bit. So maybe it won't be just drop potting drugs in order to make friends anymore. For better or worse. Right. Enemies will now use a new style of breach raid to get through your defenses. They'll bring special wall breaching tools and tunnel into the side of your base instead of using the main entrance. Tribals do this with a new breach axe, while pirates use grenades, and mechanoids use a new mechanoid type called the termite. So a new mech is going to be added called the termite. This new strategy option for the AI adds more variation and dynamism to the defensive combat. Fighting through bedrooms is very exciting. Make the AI analyze bases, find good breach paths, and follow them effectively was an interesting and novel problem. course, all the old raid strategies still exist, and the breach raids only show up from time to time to add variation. So basically what that sounds like to me is that mechs are going to be able to do sapper raids pretty much. It looks like there's more to it than that. Also find it interesting they mentioned the bedroom thing, because the sappers before were just trying to get to the closest bedroom, colonist assigned bedroom. That might not be the case anymore. We'll have to see what determines where they go when we test this out. Drag move formation allows you to order your fighters to arrange themselves in a line using a single mouse command. That's really awesome. That was part of Octoon, which is one of my favorite quality of life mods, so happy about that. You can order a fighter to pick up a downed person and then carry them wherever you wish using the normal movement controls. No more harrowing and unnecessary rescues. Directly to bed. That's pretty interesting. So basically gets rid of the need for those ER zones that I make, like the triage ER zones. Yes, mechs have a breach now. They have a new mech. So aside from Lancers, Scythers, Centipedes, and Pikemen, there is a new mech type now called the Termite. And the Termite is used for sapping or breaching, as it's now called. It looks, or the new type is called. So that's pretty cool. Your colonists can now carry medicine in their inventory and use it directly on the battlefield. So again, kind of like another mod. All right, so let's check these two out. Man, we're going to have so much death. So much death. Look at that. There's the Termite. It looks like the Termites have... All right, let's take a look at this. The Termite looks like it's shooting a single bullet. It looks like a similar cannon to like what's on the Centipede, but a single bullet instead of a spread. I wonder if they're going to be pretty accurate. Oh yeah, I'm going to click the images every time at the end. Yeah, let's read it. Or is that... No, that's from the pikeman. My bad. That's the needle from the pikeman. Do we see any shot? Oh no. I'm noticing some things here. It looks more like an explosion. Alright, that's awesome. Yeah. Thank you for stopping in. Yeah, we're just now looking through the
community
grows. Thank you for the follow. So that looks basically like a 3x3 grenade. Oh man. I wonder if
our community.
So it mentions that this type is going to come with breaches. I wonder if they could also come with normal mech raids. That seems pretty rough. Those, imagine those like attack you not just from a breach, but like just in general. Man, that looks pretty rough. We'll see though. That's the spread from the shotgun from this Anna person. Yeah, those are crazy looking. All right. Beards! Beards! What more do I need to say? People have beards! And they look beardy and awesome, so they've added beards. Boom goes the base, yeah. Characters now render more efficiently. The game prints them onto a texture and renders that in one pass instead of rendering each body layer separately on each frame. Punch up their look with visible wounds, bandages, and body modifications, so you can really see when someone, or your pet guinea pig, has taken some hits. We also consulted with modders, collected their requests, and made a bunch of technical changes to make modding easier. Remember that person on YouTube that was telling me that the game wasn't meant to be modded? That has to be a troll. There's tons more than this. More interested here. The 1.3 changelog. We'll click that in a second. We're going to go through this first. Tiny would like to talk to ideology expansion. So beards are added. Even more accessible modding. And then the render thing is interesting. So I think that's going to help a lot with a lot of the processing or the load times when you have a lot of characters on the screen, especially lots of characters that are getting hit and their graphics are changing because of blood and stuff. So those 500 tribal raids might not slow us down as much anymore. And maybe all the corpses and stuff won't slow us down as much anymore. So, all right, we are going to check out the changelog too, but let's go ahead and go down and read the rest of this announcement. All right. Ideology. So this is the expansion. What we read before is 1.3. It'll be the free update that everyone can have, even if you don't have, obviously, royalty or ideology. But this below stuff is going to be specific to the ideology expansion. RimWorld has always been about role-playing for many years. I've seen players create colonies with their own special themes. Minimalist nomads, raiding pirates, mad cannibals, drug worshippers. People want to have a sense of authorship over their stories. I thought what if we made the system that let players explicitly express all those different ways of life? That's what we've spent the last 15 months working on with Ideology. This expansion lets you create a new belief system and act it out in your colony. You can play as tree-worshipping cannibals who carve skulls into every piece of furniture, or blind tunnelers who shun the lights, or transhumanists obsessed with perfecting the human form using exotic technology, or be nudists, or drug stupor mystics, or pyrolytical raiders, or charity-focused givers, or pain-loving animal sacrificers, or dance party techno ravers, or rustic ranching cowboys, or many, many more mole people. Check this out. Whoa, look at that. New statue types, it looks like. New recreation. Look, there's music. Speakers everywhere. They're having a friggin' rave. There's puke all over the floor, obviously. Beer everywhere. These are new statues. There's like angel statues. There's a goose statue out there. They're talking about me. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I see some new headwear. A new mask. There's some animal mask there. What is this strange little creature next to the table? That's a good question. Right above me? I have no idea what the crap that is. There's a new creature there, though. That is for sure. What are these? Hang on. Is this... I can't tell if that's a creature or an item. This has wings. There's... yeah, there's a lot going on here. Crazy. Crazy. All right, let's see what the next one is. Oops, clicked the wrong one. No, I'm not ready for that. What do you got here? What? They're letting off lanterns out over the ocean? More new hats? What is this? I want to see what this is completely. What the crap is going on up here? What is this object? Looks like there are drums, like tribal drums and stuff. Other new statues. There's all kinds of stuff. What the crap is this? Is that a giant creature? Is it a giant sculpture? What is this? What is going on? There's so much. Hey, there's another crafting bench here. What is that? It has scissors on there. And a mirror? Are you going to be able to change your looks? That might be a way to change like your haircut and stuff. I don't know. Hairstyling. Yeah, the Japanese flying paper lanterns. Sure know how to tease though. There's so much going on. Man, you can just like dissect these. All right. Next paragraph. All right. You can mix and match different core elements of your belief system and also customize every individual precepts, ritual, special social role, venerated animal, and weapon. This comes out in 2 weeks. Culture and style, unique building, tattoos, clothing, background narrative, gods, and beard preference. This is kind of insane. Beta is for 1.3, right? I don't think the beta is for... This stuff is Ideology specifically. 1.3, you can do the beta right now. But Ideology is in 2 weeks. From what I understand from the previous paragraphs anyway. That's crazy. Devil and Truant, thank you guys for following also. Ritual sacrifice! Yes! We were already doing that today. We were already sacrificing people today in order to make raids weaker. There's a sacrificial altar. They have this guy brought up there and they are sacrificing him. I've never been so happy about sacrificial anything. Even more war crimes? More war crimes. Man, there's a lot going on here too. More new floor types. New floor types. Again, more headwear and stuff. Look at this cults. I've not played any of the overhaul mods, no, so I haven't played the Lovecraft mod. There's a lot going on. There's a like I don't know. Is that bone flooring?
Our modest fellowship expands.
Devil, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Thank you, Devil. Very much appreciate him. Thank you for the support. I think that's bone flooring. Yeah, there's a podium there. Yeah, thank you. Man, there's so much going on. This is awesome, though. All right. Makes your story into your story more than ever before.
Community grows.
Thomas, thank you for the follow. Also, Thomas. Sacrifice. This is so crazy. This is way more exciting to me than royalty for some reason. Shut up and take my money. Is that a car? Is that a car down there? What is this? Anyway. I don't know. Again, more statues. It looks like a broken car. Like maybe it can be on a map and then you could destroy it, like an old car. Let's go ancient highways. Look at that dagger. There's so much crazy stuff going on. This is a legendary knife. The orange tree looks awesome too. And is that another weird creature? Or is that a statue? I have no friggin' idea. But these are pretty awesome to look at. There's so many little things. It's like, let's go tile. Look at, there's totems, but those totems don't look like physical things. Those look like psi casting or something. It's a baby Yoda. I think those are petals, yeah. But I don't know, maybe. Could be something like that. Like spirit totems, yeah. Crazy. Thank you guys for hanging out and experiencing this with me, by the way. It's pretty exciting. There we go. There's the sacrificial altar again. That is a car. All right, 100%. Now we know. There's a car. Look at the torture device. The cages. Look at the flooring there. Look at what? Human cages? Hang on. Do you see the prisoner over here with the shackles on? Are they going to add something like prison labor? Really? Oh, I missed a picture. Thank you. I'll go back. Thank you, Hurricane. It's kinky. There's so much. Slave labor, maybe. Hey, look. New, maybe defensive. It looks like barbed wire. It's definitely a cannibal colony. Yeah, there's human meat everywhere. There's some kind of, I don't even know what's going on here. This is crazy. They're like chanting around it. They have the tattoos too that we just read about. All right. I think I missed a picture. Yeah, we missed this one, I think, right? Yeah. Whoa. All right, let's check this out. So this is part of the ideology system. There's a Carl. Cannibal feast. There's some more human meat everywhere. Definitely new floor textures all around. So that's kind of nice. All right, let's see what's going on here. Different beliefs. Spacer, man-porkism. Man-porkism. Oh, man. Memes. Flesh purity. Pain is a virtue. Cannibal. Narrative. I never knew anything when I was fat and happy and constantly pleasuring myself. This truth only came to me when I starved and hurt. Living in a polluted body is no human life at all. Every time I share the body of a foe with a new friend, I make sure they understand this. All right, Gonzalo. Let's see here. Cannibalism, required ravenous. Body modification, abhorrent. Show me one of their heads. They have like visors and stuff. Can you make people become cannibals now? Drug use is prohibited. Comfort is ignored. Whoa, that's kind of interesting. Meat eating mildly required. So it looks like they might either get a bonus for just eating meats or maybe a debuff for not eating meats. Pain is idealized. So everyone maybe gets a mood buff for being in pain. Yeah, you should be able to, Ashley. Sacrification, minor, slab bed preferred. This is so crazy. This is pretty awesome. I'm way more excited about this than I was royalty. Slab bed preferred. Female clothing, they can wear pants. You can dictate, like in a cult, what different genders wear. Females can wear pants and a shirt. Males, you cannot wear a shirt. Or maybe you can go vice versa. Biosculpting is despised, so you're not able to do biosculpting. Blindness is horrible. Corpses, they don't care about corpses. They don't care about execution. These are look like options maybe that aren't currently set up for this one. See, we see like their main ones maybe. But anyway, let's just read through. Fungus. We were also saying that they should do something with the special plants on some maps, like in caves. Looks like they're going to do that. Fungus, despised. Diversity of thought, neutral. Insect meat, despised. So you might have people that love insect meat. Is there a new update coming? The update, yes, there is an update, but also an expansion. Update 1.3, the beta is out right now. You can go play the beta. 1.3 will be free to everyone that has RimWorld. And in about 2 weeks, they say Ideology, a new expansion, will be out. Physical love, spouse only. Wait, people are going to be able to get loving from people that aren't their spouse? 2 weeks, yep. Eating nutrient paste is disgusting. Research, normal. Skull spike, desired skull spike. That must be a flesh shaping type thing. Slavery is acceptable. Organ use acceptable. Man, this is going to be... Yeah, so polygamy is going to be a thing. I'm going to change the log. We will. We'll get there, yeah. I'm going through it all. I saved enough time to go through it all. We have a whole, like, another hour. So, we're taking our time. Cannibal swinger colony. All right. Makes your story into your own. All right, next two pictures. What are these human vats? No, melee only is continuing, yeah. More new statues, these human vats, new table texture it looks like. Some kind of... Can you clone people? They don't look like clones. Yeah, who friggin' knows? There's so much going on here. And look, by their beds, they have something that's like shining light into their heads. Weird. Human batteries, maybe? Like the Matrix? There is a meter on this. New kinds of doors. Is that an actual double door? Interesting. Is that a new type of lamp? But it still goes in the friggin' floor? Mind erase, maybe? New pots. All kinds of new stuff. These are just filled with new things. Holy crap. More tech prints. Yeah, so many things going on. Every 5 seconds. Is that new? What is this? What will this be? I'm excited. Speed sleeping? I don't know. Yeah, it didn't... I couldn't tell. I don't think they were... Yeah, we can't tell if they're all old. This one looks old, but this one maybe. This one you can't tell at all. All right, next one.
Our community.
Fight Club!
grows.
This is an official update. It's an official expansion called Ideology. Recreation and sleep, maybe? That would be pretty cool. Look at this. The skulls on spikes. We got... I don't even know. There's like pillars with spikes on them. You can literally set up a fight club. That's pretty crazy. Goes thank you for the follow. What's the thing in the top left? Which thing? There's so many. There's like a podium here. We don't know what that is or anything. Pit you and race together. There's a... The clothing is spiky. Look at his shoulder. Look at the helmets. Look at all of it. Look at this. Look at that. New way of getting rid of annoying colonists. Melee only challenge fight club. Yeah, I should do that, but I'm not because I already started recording. If Mod wants to change the title, do it. It's like Mad Max going on there. This comes with a bunch of extra content. There's a whole new quest category that presents a sort of Indiana Jones roguelike type challenge of breaking into ancient structures and facing unknown dangers inside to get ancient treasure. Witness me. What? So that's some kind of ruins of some sort. Man. Lots of crazy stuff going on. I'm noticing all the little new buildings. There's some of the mushrooms that already exist, but now it looks like fungus will be at least food type. Is this Christmas? Choose title? Yeah, you can. I don't remember how you do it. Maybe you have to be an editor. I don't know. Did we skip a picture above the fight pit? No, we saw this one. All right. Mine. Yeah, look at all those mushrooms. And there's a new type of mushroom. There are mushrooms laying on the table here. There's some weird stuff going on. Weird stuff. More of those cages. So I'm getting it free. But this is not free. This is the expansion. 1.3 is free. Ideology is a pay for expansion. We'll see how much it is. Mushrooms, no sunlight. Can we grow mushrooms in a mountain base without having the need for sun lamps? I don't know. We'll see. Was that the bug worshipping cults? Yeah, I think those are definitely tamed. It's the bug worshipping mountain people. Nice. We're gonna have so many things we can do. Holy Christ. Oh yeah, no worries, R squared. I don't either, so. There are new Dryad creatures who have symbiotic relationships with special trees. All right. And who can be controlled and grown in different castes to do different things. There is space drone hacking and terminal worshipping tribal villages. And the new Arco Nexus ending. Arco Nexus ending. All right. So there's what we're talking about with the special trees and the leaf. Look at these creatures. And it said you can breed them to do different things. Finally get a happy ending, maybe. What in the world? Yeah, they are, yeah. So they're ranching these? What is going on here? You don't like how they look? They look like slugs. Like cutesy space slugs. All right. Let's see more of those. Yeah, it's all good. Don't worry. That's all good. Yeah, this is crazy. I wonder what they're doing at the tree. Kind of like how the Anima tree goes, though. Is that a coonskin and cap? Just might be. All right. The whole thing is super moddable too. Modders tested Ideology and said it is quite easy to update in general. The expansion adds a lot of new stuff, but doesn't affect much of the old stuff. Of course, it depends on what your mod is. Very excited. All right, 2 more pictures, and then we'll look at more 1.3 stuff. Have you done everything in RimWorld? Yeah. So this is, they were talking about tribals. Look at all the Anima trees. What is this? So many Anima trees. What? Imagine beavers coming through here. Minus 600 for 6 days. Anyway, they were talking about tribals that worship technology. This is now the real avatar. Car, yeah, we saw cars, crash cars in some of the other pictures. Crazy. This is insane. What is all this? It's a new expansion. That's all we know. Christmas tree. Nice. Another new statue, more decorated trees. More statues, man. There's some really crazy stuff going on. Some of these pictures had like several new things in them, obviously, and then some of them were just like overload. Insane amounts. What was one of the ones that we were like, holy Christ, like everywhere we looked, what's that? What's that? This and that, like this one. So many things going on here. It's a Tesla car from space. All right. So for anyone that didn't hear, I will repeat again. There is a new RimWorld update and expansion coming. The update is playable right now on the beta. So you can access the beta. You don't have to get, it's open beta. You can right click on your game, go into your options, go into the beta branch. You can read about that in here. Anyway, you can play 1.3 update right now. It will be full release in, they say, about 2 weeks. To coincide with that, though, they will be releasing Ideology, which is a paid expansion, which is what these were. All right, let's now look at the changelog for 1.3. This is probably going to be a lot older, or a lot longer. Good timing for you, yeah. All right, let's check it out. Oh boy, can I make this larger for you guys? For me as well. There we go. There we go. RimWorld Update 1.3 Public Changelog. Pins and animals. Pin system.
Community
Create pins
grows.
for your. You know what? I'll let me go ahead and update the title right now before we start this. All right, there we go. Good enough. Cyan, thank you for the follow. No dark mode. It's this website. I have dark mode turned on everything else I do, but anyway. Basic dwellers. Pins and animals. All right, pin system. Create pins for your farm animals to keep them organized, safe. Pin marker. Build a pin by placing a pin marker in an enclosed room, a fenced-off area. Once placed, you can assign a certain set of animals to the pin. Handlers will bring the correct animals over. Pin markers have an auto-cut option, which will periodically designate inedible plants in the pin to be cut. Build fences to enclose pins and prevent your animals from escaping. Animals that are assigned to pins cannot pass through fences or barricades. Nice. Handlers will use ropes to lead animals from one location to another or out of the pin. Some animals will now roam if they are not contained within a pin. Animals, so I guess what that means now, based on the paragraph that we read previously, back on the Steam page, it seems like you will not be able to put certain animals just in zones. So for instance, no more like cramming 50 cows into a room to milk them efficiently. Some animals now roam. All right. Animals that are assigned to a pin are non-aggressive to raiders and vice versa. So you won't have to worry about raiders just coming in and killing all of your livestock, like your chickens, if they are assigned to a pin. Added animal flap. It is a door that allows animals to pass through while insulating the temperature. Nice. No more yak wall of doom, yeah. I wonder if that means we won't be able to do a zoned meat shield of like chickens or cows or something. Added an egg box. Tame egg-laying creatures will lay inside the egg box, and the eggs can be used for food. Haulers will automatically empty the box. It's full. That's so nice. That's really awesome. It was really annoying to micromanage chickens with no mods. Two different kinds of eggs, depending on what zone they laid in, if it was home zone or not, all that kind of crap. Don't have to worry anymore. Added egg boxes. Awesome. Add a new floor type. Straw matting. Filth is produced 95% less on this floor, which makes it useful for barns with messy animals. Since animal filth has been reworked, animals should be kept in barns to prevent unnecessary filth in colonist buildings. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Added auto slaughter system. The player can select species of animals to keep, and the rest will be automatically slaughtered. Nice. Cool. So you don't have to micromanage that anymore either. That's nice. Added animal sterilization. Colony animals can be sterilized to prevent them from breeding. Tame animals can now be released to the wild. I wonder if you could use that to your advantage to level up your animal taming. So go tame something easy. Go tame something that takes like no skill. Release it, tame it again. I don't know. We'll have to check a lot of things out. Lots of things to experiment with. Converted something more like growing zones. Yeah. Maybe like the pin zone or thing. Yeah, we'll have to experiment with it for sure. And this is something we can already experiment with. Man, it's too bad I didn't finish the melee run today. But anyway, we will be experimenting with this week for sure. All right, breach raids. Added a new raid type, breaching. Breaching raids will attempt to reach your colony by breaking through walls with unique weapons. Added a weapon type, termite. The termite is a medium-sized mechanoid that specializes in burrowing, digging, and breaking through defensive structures. Defenders must decide between eliminating the termite before it digs through their defenses or waiting for it to emerge. So we saw a picture of the termites. And it looks like they shoot out grenades, basically, or an explosive of some sort. We saw the explosion happening. So mechs now, not only is there a new type of mech, mechs will be able to act as sappers, I guess. Breach. Mechs made like carpenters. New weapon, the Breach Axe. Combine blade and tool head attached to a sturdy haft. While slightly less effective than other weapons against human enemies, it excels at tearing down walls, doors, and other structures thanks to its integrated tool head. So on the Steam page, it said that the Breach Axe is the tribal weapon that they use for Breach. So pirates will use explosives. Pirates will use explosives. Tribals use Breach Axes, and mechs will use termites. I don't know if that's. It didn't look like that through the image. Emerge meaning like they tunnel under it. Yeah, I don't think so. Not judging by the image that we saw, but we'll see. Miscellaneous. Added facial hair for pawns. The style of hair is based on the pawn's background. Added visual. That's kind of interesting. Different backgrounds will have different base facial hair. Added visual wound and prosthetic overlays on pawns. We'll actually be able to see some of the prosthetics maybe. When multiple pawns are drafted and selected, the player can space them out by dragging the right mouse button. This was a feature in the Octung mod that I really liked, so it allows you to just hold down the right mouse button and drag, and the further you drag, the more spread out in a line they'll be. It's very helpful, especially when you're setting up a defensive line. Added new meal types, vegetarian and carnivore, fine lavish meals. These are made exclusively from vegetables and meat ingredients. That is really awesome. It looks like I might end up making more fine meals than I ever did before. You will now be able to make certain kinds of fine and lavish meals out of just a vegetarian or just carnivore instead of needing some from each. That's pretty awesome. Added a search box from any dialogue tabs. That is really awesome too. I used to use RimSearch a lot. Judging by what it said on the Steam page, you'll be able to type in and search for an item by name. Lots of different, and the search bar will be in a lot of different places. You can even search for modded items. Sounds expensive though. Yeah, but we'll have to see what the mood buff is, if it's worth it. For vegetarian and vegan pawns. Yep. Yeah. Added visual effects for the research bench, gun and mortar recoil, digging graves, chopping trees, sowing plants, and harvesting plants. Interesting. Improvements and adjustments to the base game. Goodwill. All Goodwill changes are now multiplied by 1.25 when moving towards natural goodwill. Okay. So basically you're going to have to interact more often by a little bit to keep good relations. If people don't like you, it'll be easier to get back to neutral. And if they do like you, you're going to have to put some extra effort in to keep them liking you. Goodwill with factions gradually shifts toward the faction's natural goodwill. Goodwill with faction is influenced by recent events. These goodwill factors will decay over time. Guest status with a faction is reset upon gifting a pawn to that faction. Guest status. This is gonna be weird. Some of that sounds a little bit like again another mod that we've used. But anyway, game's gonna be like 400 megabytes now. Animal and plant changes. Raiders no longer actively attack passive colony animals. Nice. Animal tab life stage tooltip now also shows the animal's exact age. Cool. Wild plants spawn during gameplay start at 15% growth instead of 5%. That's really nice as well. So wild plants, I assume it also applies for trees. So that's really nice. So when we have things like when the entire jungle burned, it'll grow back a little bit faster. Plants newly sown by players start at 0.01% growth. I wonder why that was changed. It seems kind of weird. Plant harvest yield, stat above 100% gives a bonus to yield. Nice. That's pretty nice. Improved non-ideal temperature, plant inspect string, and prevented it from saying not growing if it's in fact growing very slowly. Almost like a bug fix there. Tooltip fix. Animals are unwilling to eat plants under 10% growth. Oh no, that means that the tip that I just gave people just the other day on the stream, where you can grazing animals, you could just plant dandelions and they would immediately eat the dandelions and you wouldn't have to worry about food for them. That's gonna no longer be the case. You have to wait until they grow a little bit. But it's also kind of a good thing too, right? So I guess you have a little bit more time to get them out of eating crap you don't want them to. Herbivores have been rebalanced. Hunger rate reduced by 50%. That is really good. Adult age is reduced by 33%. So they'll get to adults faster. Gestation days reduced by 30%. Does not include unfertilized eggs. That's good too. So your animals will reproduce much faster. They'll become adults faster, so you can butcher them for more meat and leather and stuff, or just so they can haul and whatever else. Reduce toxic fallout build up by 50%. That is also awesome. Animals won't just get killed as quickly by toxic fallout. Grass nutrition reduced from 0.7 to 0.5 though. So even though they won't need to graze as much, the grass they do eat is less nutritious, so they'll need to eat more of it. Yeah, ranching and farming is going to be a big part of this, it looks like, of 1.3. Now, again, this is 1.3. This is not ideology, so everyone will have access to this, whether you buy ideology or not. You can access this right now in the beta branch for RimWorld. Animal filth rate is no longer a virtual stat calculated from body size and petness. Animal filth rate is now a stat defined on animals and human likes. Filth multiplier. I'm really curious what the filth multiplier is going to be on animals. Are they going to make it so that like huskies and things no longer are, they now cause filth? I don't know. Add an alert which tells the player high filth producing animals are indoors without straw matting floor type. I don't need an alert. Indoor rooms with non-water flooring can have animal filth or trash spread on them. Non-water flooring. Okay. Rain washes away more filth types. Hooray! Increased meat yields by 30%. Damaged corpses give 33% less meat and leather amounts. So I guess that's so that you actually use the slaughter and butcher thing more. Animals can be assigned to animal beds. These beds can be designated as medical, so that's nice. You can make sure, like, if you want a specific animal sleeping in a specific place now. RimWorld update? Oh, not just an update. A huge update and an expansion shell. Yeah. Change Moomalope trainability to none. What? Why? Releasing a bonded animal has a negative effect on mood, similar to slaughtering. Added a new category so now you can release trained animals into the wild. So if they're bonded, you just get upset. Add a new category to pawn stats, animal productivity. This category contains information pertaining to animal goods. So a new pawn stat on the screen, different from animal handling. Interesting. Animal slaughtering, hunting should, yeah, give you the same amount of food. Nudge you towards ranching. Yeah, that's what I think too. That's what it sounds like. Oh, it's a stat. Never mind, not a skill. Right. Skill is animal handling. Stat will be in like global work speed, etc. There we go. Oh, Boomaloke farms. Yeah, that's weird. Traders that sell animals try to generate with at least one pair of core farming animals. Cool. So that means traders that usually came and they had like, I don't know, 11 Yorkies and like a couple of Cobras will probably instead have some good core farming animals. I'm curious what the core farming animals are going to be. All right, on to combat weapons and gear. Added a challenge mode option for reinforced barrels. These barrels are essential for building and maintaining mortars. But the mortars are more accurate and shells are cheaper to make. Reinforced barrels can be acquired from sieges as quest rewards and purchased from traders. So this is an option. So I'm curious if this will be on by default or off. It sounds like it'll be off because it says the challenge mode option. This means that like it says, mortars are going to be more accurate. Awesome. However, to repair them, they will need barrels repaired, and the barrels are not craftable by your own pawns without a mod. So it's pretty rough. You'll have to get those from traders, sieges, quests, etc. It looks like. Might depend on difficulty setting too. Yeah. So challenge mode option. We'll have to see what that looks like. You can keep the old 1.2 mortars with a challenge mode option. Classic mortars, so players can choose either style as they wish. Okay, so it looks like it'll be like a little ticker, just like with commitment mode and stuff like that. Every 20 shots, mortars must have their barrel changed. Mortars forced mischance changed from 13 to 10. It's not that much more accurate. Reduce steel cost of all mortar ammo by 10. So what's interesting is this is kind of a buff to IEDs as well. IEDs are now going to be easier to produce, and they are going to be lower wealth, it looks like. So IEDs might be a more popular thing to rush to than it has been. Grenade throws are rendered in an arc. Does that mean you can throw over walls with no roof again? So a long time ago, well, before 1.1, EMP grenades, you were able to throw them on top of a wall, and it would affect the things on top of it. If you can arc grenades over a wall,
community
that is going to be
grows.
it's super awesome. Cello, thank you for the follow. Don't know if I'm getting your name right. Grenade users are more aware of grenades they've thrown and do not run forward into them. Okay. War Veil is just renamed a Veil. Disabled shooting gizmos when a shield belt is equipped. Shooting gizmos. Yeah, that's what I was wondering too. Rendered makes me think that it's just going to show it arcing, not that it's visual only. We'll have to test it though. I hope it's not visual only, but render can also mean to calculate. Yeah, we'll see. So does that mean shooting gizmos? Does that mean like the lances? Maybe like no psychic lances? Yeah, that's what I'm wondering too. So they won't be able to use like psychic lance and stuff like that while having a shield belt. That seems alright. When a pawn is drafted while eating from inventory, they will return the food to their inventory. Oh my god, that is so handy. It's such a little thing, but that is... I don't know how many times that I've drafted someone because they're out eating somewhere, but it'll go right back to their inventory instead of just like, all right, I'm just going to throw this in the mud. I'm heading back home. Pawns can take medicine into their inventory. Drafted pawns can tend to others in the field. They will use medicine if they're carrying any. That is pretty awesome. There is a mod for that is incredible, and it looks like it's going to be in the base game. Reduce. That also means that you can no longer choose nutrient paste, though, I bet. No more nutrient. Yeah. Reduce building killed leaving from 50% to 25%. Reduce deconstruct leavings from 75% to 50%. Some affect various special buildings like mech cluster condition causers. So basically when a building is destroyed, you're going to get less resources from it. I assume that's what it means. And then when you deconstruct leavings, does leavings mean, I assume things like from sieges, from clusters, that sort of thing, unless it's the mech cluster. Yeah. All right. That must be what it is. Pawns. Drafted pawns can be ordered to repair buildings. This is separate from the prioritized order. That's nice. RimWorld now? Yeah, it's crazy. Force them to drop from inventory. Yeah, I guess you could do it that way. It'd be a lot harder with no pause, I guess, but yeah, I guess you could still cheese it. I don't think it's talking about deconstructing unless it's talking about, because it said, well, not deconstructing like your own stuff. It sounds like it's just that you won't be able to get more stuff from sieges, or as much stuff from like sieges. So like you have a siege, you go deconstruct their steel walls, you won't get as much from it. It's kind of what I'm reading into that. But again, we'll have to test it. Left after you do X is what, yeah. So I mean, obviously I could be completely wrong in all of these, but it's things that we're gonna have to test. All right. So that's kind of nice. You will be able to force them to build while drafted. On the health tab, hovering over a specific hedif, or group of similar provides 2 tooltips. One for the body part and one for the... That's pretty nice. So I think what that's saying is when you have someone that has like the multiple... A good example that happens to me most often is like when they have an infection in a body part and they have something else going on, you hover over and it's not split up and you have that like big long list. I think that's what this is going to help with. Tooltips of groups are now separated from each other. Stages can now ride. Tooltips of groups, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Hedifs, whatever. Are now separated from each other. Yep, that's what all this is. That's really awesome. Pawn growth is proportional to body resource growth speed. For example, underfed pawns grow more slowly. Pawn growth? Rooms are no longer considered barracks if all the pawns living in the room are in the same love cluster, meaning they share a spouse or lover with another pawn in the bedroom. So we did see that you will now be able to have pawns that get the lovin' buff, get some lovin' from people that aren't their spouse. So now there's going to be love clusters. I think it probably means skill growth, but I don't know. Yeah, there's going to be polygamy. And if you have all those people, even if they have separate beds or whatever, if they sleep together, if they all love one another, you can actually have it still considered a bedroom. All right. Pawn passion generation now applies a random offset to how many passions are generated. The number of passion types for every pawn is totally randomized, and then these passions are applied to the pawn's existing highest skills. Older pawns no longer have far more passions than young pawns. That is super good. So across the board, you'll have more good pawns and less just total crap and god pawns. So a lot of times right now, you'll end up getting someone with a burning passion that has like a single skill point. So they'll have like a burning passion in construction, it'll be a 1. And then they'll have like a 14 in animals and they won't have passion in it. So now it will roll that passion into their highest. 1.3, oh, a lot more than 1.3. There is 1.3 update and a new expansion, Finn, called Ideology. We already went through the Ideology thing. Now we're going through the 1.3 notes. I will put this video up on YouTube after the stream if anyone wants to, if you missed any of it, you want to check out the beginning, or you can always read it on your own, of course. That's a really good change. I'm really happy with that one. It's awesome. So a lot of times we would see like 85-year-old people wander in. They would have like 8 burning passions.
You will join us or die, Master.
Anonymous, thank you for the gift sub to Ted. Thank you, Anonymous. Change the want to sleep with X thought to sleeping alone. Sharing a bed with any lover or spouse will prevent this thought. Polygamy. Adjusted kind trait description. Check that out. Pawns now try a lot harder to avoid wearing tattered apparel. That's pretty nice. So you don't have to min-max as much as like my current setups. On a pawn's gear tab, equipped utility items, chocolate and shell pack, etc. are listed under other equipment. That's really nice too. It's just a minor change, but it's just easier to see at a glance. Helps out with no pause, for instance, when I'm trying to go through really quick and find something. Assigning pawns to beds updates the room roll if possible. Drafted pawns can be ordered to carry another down pawn. The pawn can be dropped on command. That's really nice. So you can use what we saw before, where you can use medicine from your inventory to triage or to treat someone out in the field, but you can move them to a safe area. So if you're in a fight with a cluster or something like that, you could literally have one of your drafted people pick up someone, and then you tell them where to go. They will walk there as drafted, and then you can drop them and care for them, like behind cover, whatever. That is pretty awesome as well. Guests with all work disabled will no longer opportunistically haul. No. Like real combat medics, yeah. That's unfortunate. I had always wondered why that happened. Sometimes you would have like a royal quest and they would refuse to do anything, and then you just see them hauling stuff. It's like, oh, okay. Recruit difficulty and resistance refactor. Removed concept of resistance chance for recruitment attempts. Added initial resistance range to... Okay. So basically, it was a little confusing with the 2 different stats for prisoner recruitment is how I'm reading that. Pawns with a cannibal trait no longer dislike killing prisoners or harvesting their organs. Cannibals get even stronger, and with ideology, you can have a cannibal cult that it gets even more bonuses. This is going to be insane. They also get a mood buff from wearing human leather apparel, and an opinion boost from other cannibals while wearing human leather apparel. Yeah, they did. So, cannibals will comment each other. Oh, I like your pants. Are those made out of John? Oh, why, yes, they are made out of John, the prisoner that we butchered yesterday. They are. They absolutely are. Oh, yeah. Awesome. Bob looks good on you, Tom. Yeah. Non-cannibals dislike those that wear human leather apparel. So, all right. Amazing spleen you have there. When a colonist with bloodlust harvest an organ, they receive a bloodlust organ harvest lasting 4 days. Whoa. Pawns in an aggro mental state no longer just start panic fleeing when their group is dying off in combat. Oh, thank God. Thank God. That is really nice. That's such a... So, basically, when pawns have, like, the mental states, like breakdown states, and they're not going to, occasionally they will panic, and they'll just run haphazardly, like, into fire and into your kill tunnel and whatever, and just die. It looks like they're going to be programmed not to do that. Undergrounders now have a need indoors, which is increased by spending time indoors, especially inside mountains. Nice. Smooth out addiction chances based on the pawn's tolerance. We'll have to see what that means exactly. Prisoner escape chance is multiplied by the number of exits a prisoner has. That's pretty interesting too. So prisons with just one door will be less likely to have a prison escape. We should see if that's going to be less than current or more still or whatever. Same prisoners will attack enemies with weapons they pick up, including orbital bombardment targeters, orbital power beam targeters, and tornado generators. Could you imagine if the prisoner actually made it to a tornado generator? Holy crap. Leave your, no more hallway prison. Leave your special items like that away from the prison. I don't think they would use these before. They would pick up weapons, but I don't think they would actually use these relic items. Man. Is that a mod? I've never had it happen. I didn't think they could. Like a whirlwind. No wait, an actual whirlwind. Here's a clip. He uses a lot of mods too, though, right? It could have been a mod thing that allowed them to do it. I don't know. I'm not saying it is or isn't, but it would be weird that they put it in the patch notes if it was already a thing, but could be. Oh, an old clip. Okay, yeah. Before 1.2. Yeah, there's been so many things that's changed, even like from alpha to 1.2 or even beta or even 1.0 to 1.2. Yeah. All right. That I believe. Yeah. Caravans. Optimized caravan automatic food selection. Nice. It also lags a lot when you do that. I wonder if that fixed that. Caravan speed solely depends on carried mass, ridden animals, and terrain movement. You guys remember the bunny thing that we were just talking about? It's not going to work anymore, it looks like. Pawn speed no longer impacts caravan speed. Some animals, horses, donkeys, that's kind of nice though. So if you have a slow pawn, it's not going to average it down. Horses, donkeys, dromedaries can be ridden by a caravan member, which boosts caravan speed. That is pretty awesome too. Down pawns do not slow caravans down, but you still need at least one non-down non-slave to operate the caravan. Awesome. However, there is a trick currently in 1.2 where if your caravan is an average speed of what you've taken. So you can train rabbits. Put rabbits in your caravan, and it makes your caravan go faster because rabbits have a high run speed. But anyway, caravan is going to be faster across the board if you weren't using that. Miscellaneous. Refactored incident selection. The system first selects whether or not to increase colony population, then finds an incident matching the selection. That's interesting. I wonder if that's actually going to keep you from getting as many Abasia joins and stuff like that, for instance. We'll have to look into what that means in more detail. I wish it gave more right now, but... quests on the historical tab now have a tint to indicate if they were completed, expired, or failed. Room fog reveal occurs when a door is approximately 50% open rather than when a door is approached. Interesting. Improved feedback on the work table. Tooltip explains why a pawn is unwilling to do a specific type of work. That's nice as well. Added text to describe the resulting links when placing linkable buildings, such as beds, dressers, and end tables. That's also nice. Just a little quality of life things. Buildings that are not standable and do not have a surface type have items and pawns moved off their blueprint before construction. All right, so that's not a big deal too. I mean, I guess it can cause issues sometime. But now, like if you're making something and there's whatever steel in that spot, they'll move that out of the way first. They already do that with like walls and stuff. Doors not owned by the player can be forbidden. That's very helpful as well. Change sandbags and barricades fill percent from 57 to 55%. Interesting. Build designators no longer default to def define default if there is none of that type of the resource found on the map. Okay, we're going to have to look at the specifics on a lot of these little things. Fill percent? You think that means the cover percent? Why would they say cover instead of fill? Fill makes me think about like the actual like building of the item. I don't know. We'll look at it though. We'll test it. Important ingredients dilution when stacking merging meals. Stacking is prohibited between meals with and without human meat. That's kind of nice. So can't taint the other stacks with that. Same as I wonder if that will work with the same thing like meals that have food poisoning. Probably not. Repair time. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Not cover. So we'll see. Lexi, thank you for the follow. Lexi, welcome in. Saving is temporarily disabled while selecting a world tile at the beginning of the game. Edited the color of error log message readability. Modding compatibility warning are now colorblind friendly. Modders can appear on the credit screen. That's pretty cool. Mods can now define lists of authors Update language. This is mainly about modding stuff. Added debug. Optimized map mesh generation drawing. Redrew persona core art. Added a theme category for wool. Okay. Maintenance cost factor has a minimum of 1%. Wildlife tab refinement. Balance is at 5 points. All right. So that stuff, mainly modding and whatnot. No force normal speed as well. Oh yeah, it's a debug setting though. So the debug setting will be, I'm guessing, in the developer tools. So it's like the 840 plastic beer cable take more. Gotcha. Previous adjustments to royalty. All right, these are royalty specific. High shields also stop orbital strikes and arrow drone strikes. The same way they stop mortars. Okay. The stowing ceremony is now a gathering that everyone can attend. I wonder if they'll get a mood boost, kind of like a party. Throne speeches have been retooled into rituals. Neuroquake rebalanced. Oh boy. Neuroquake lists its duration explicitly in the casting warning message. Unconscious from casting does not scale with psychic sensitivity. Oh, that's unfortunate. So, no more tinfoil hats or psychically dull, psychically deaf people getting Neuroquake. Unconscious from casting lasts 5 days instead of 3. The negative moodlet to friendly bystanders applied whether they are conscious or not increased from 10 to 12. Casting warm-up changed to 12 seconds. Only drives pawns berserk within a radius of 60 instead of the entire map. Whoa, that is completely, like, they've been watching the stream. Man, that is just, I mean, it's still, I don't even know if I'm going to really use it. It's kind of nerfed, yeah, into the ground a bit. Like, I don't even know why I would ever use this over Berserk Pulse. Like, why? Why would I ever use it over Berserk Pulse? There's no downside to Berserk Pulse. Only 60 tiles? That's still... So, the thing is, 60 tiles is still out of reach of all weapons. So, it needed a nerf, though. Yeah, it's very overpowered. It's a get-out-of-jail-free card. But, man, they nerfed it in a lot of different ways. Is it overpowered before? Yeah, it is overpowered. It makes everything not in the circle on the map go berserk, attack each other, including mechs, so... 60 tiles in the world map? I doubt it. Updated Imperial Grenadier to use plain marine armor instead of Grenadier armor. MC shuttle pads now always use concrete or paved tiles as flooring. Shuttles leave uranium instead of steel when killed. Okay. More tiny map challenges. Pawns lent to another faction to have their wounds tended more competently. Thank goodness. So I pretty much never took those quests because it was always too much risk and the Empire was incompetent. We'll see how good they are at doing it, but sounds like improvement either way. Refactor shuttle into generic transport ships. These ships follow a series of jobs which can be controlled by quest logic, UI, and lore. Transport ships are tracked while flying, landing, unloading, etc. So I'm guessing you'll be able to see the ships on the map and stuff as well, even when it's like not your drop pods. Adjusted royal apparel colors. Empire pawns spawn with apparel materials that scale to their social rank. Anima tree inspect pane no longer lists duplicates affecting building labels. All right. It's flying over a tile. Shoot it down. Save games in the load menu are populated asynchronously. Most moats haven't changed from a thing. Okay. Bug fixes. Let's see if any of these bug fixes are things that we used. Let's see if they got rid of the corner punch. Back to using nothing but vanilla for multiplayer runs. It's out right. The beta for the 1.3 is out right now. So if anyone didn't hear, it's just announced a couple hours ago. 1.3, these are the updates for that. It is on the test beta branch on Steam. You can access it as long as you have RimWorld. But in 2 weeks, it'll be full launched. Around 2 weeks, they say, with Ideology, which is the new paid DLC, which seems friggin' insane. We already went through Ideology in this video, in the stream, and there are so many things that I'm really excited about. There's so much things to try out. I can't use, let's look at this. Smoke doesn't persist on the map on save load, keep bindings. Wimpy Noble Quest sometimes spawns with 2 manhunting animals. Sherilyn accessing wrong. Betraying temporary colonist doesn't display a timer. Ah, look at that. Well, so we won't be able to game that anymore. So for anyone that doesn't know, when you get a quest for refugees, you can figure out if they are going to betray you or not if they have a timer in their quest. If it tells you when they are leaving, you know they are planning to either join or leave, and so they won't betray you. If they don't have a timer, you know they're going to betray you, so you might as well get rid of them before that day comes. Now, you won't be able to do that, so it will be risky every time. Food binging pawns try to eat recreational drugs. Nice, that's good. I wish they would just take nutrition out of the drugs altogether. I think that would solve a lot of these issues, like chickens getting blackout drunk and killing themselves, for instance. Caravan Auto Food Selector chooses psychoid leaves as plant matter for animals. So I didn't know it did that, actually. You never accept those quests because you weren't aware of it? Yep. That's how you know, but apparently that's going away. Traders will approach the colony, Anima tree, and shrines at a gathering point for the trade rather than the colony itself. If they enter the colony map close to the Anima tree. Huh. So wait. So what if the Anima tree is really far away? It says the colony Anima tree. Weird. That's interesting, though, that there will be a spot that they actually go to. And shrines. So we can set up a nature shrine, and that would be where caravans will try to approach. That's pretty interesting. Or is that what they were already doing? That's a fix. My bad. I didn't realize that was already a thing. We're in the fixed ones. I completely read that wrong. I completely read it the opposite. It's a fix. So that's happening right now in our game. Now that we claim the Anima tree inside the walls on the current melee run, they all gather right outside that wall. I didn't realize that was why they were doing it. Which is also going to be nice for like traders that come in with beavers. They're not going to go straight to your Anima tree and the beavers eat them. So yeah, I was completely reading that backwards initially. So that'll fix the problem that's going on right now in our playthrough. And currently adds blah blah. Quests aren't filled if the map is removed. Monument quests. If an animal hauls a corpse to a sarcophagus, it becomes the author of the inscribed artwork. I never noticed that. That's kind of crazy. I wonder how I never noticed that. So if you had a elephant take someone to the sarcophagus, suddenly the artwork on the sarcophagus would be written by or carved by the elephant. Copy shrine commands, but as if you're white, issues on some body artwork. Shuttle is blocked when an item blocks the interaction point. Glow pods cause screen shake when they expire. Just food restrictions do nothing. Will make colonists feed them ambrosia and beer. Change the button on weapon info cards. Does not update. So that's nice. They won't do that anymore. If you want to starve your prisoners. Projectiles not visible on the first cell of flight. Meals can stack with incompatible ingredients. We already saw about that one. So for instance, meals won't be able to stack. You won't be... Like, if you have normal meals and you have cannibal meals, they won't stack together. In peaceful mode, ancient dangers can be generated with hostile mechs. Interesting. I didn't know that could happen. I've never played in peaceful mode. Refugee quests can have the refugee betray and attack you. So in peaceful mode, refugees can attack you. Them feeding ambrosia to the prisoners is triggering you so much. Brawler guards can still arrive with ranged weapons, so that will no longer happen. Brawlers will no longer arrive with ranged weapons. For guards. Incorrect relations gain info in the prisoner tab during mental break. Pawn has no weapon. The hotkey for melee attack is H. When the pawn is given a melee weapon, the hotkey changes to B. Thank goodness that's fixed too. I noticed that too in the melee run specifically. During food binges, sometimes pawns will use recreational drugs. That's awesome that that's fixed. Forbidden items loaded to the shuttle are automatically unforbidden on unload. I mean, I guess that's never bothered me, but incorrect neuroquake cast time. Man, they changed that altogether. Animals can try to cheer a patient up unsuccessfully, causing an error. It's interesting. Psychoid leaves, ambrosia, smoke leaf, leaves, and raw hops can be selected as food for caravans. So I'm glad that's done. That also will help with like the auto. For anyone that's done caravanning a lot, when you're selecting your people and animals, it's auto updating what it thinks you should take, and it can lag a lot. So you end up going in there and disabling it while you're adding people to fix that. Hopefully this will help with that. So this will be out of the calculations. Stun Psycast does not interrupt minigun salvo. Oh, that's nice. So stun will now work on miniguns, basically. Reform caravan dialogue uses incorrect transition, double period in quest text, typos and backstories. Request aid would not join in fights. Take a long time for them to join. No awake hostiles. That's really nice too. So I'm glad they're fixing that. So during this current playthrough, you might have noticed that I wake up met clusters and stuff when we call in assistance. And now I won't have to do that. That's kind of nice. I can wake them up after they get there. Poncho tip obscures ability mouse test animals that are assigned to follow during your field work. Wait until the end of their current job to do so. Hostility or refugee quest can fail if the player attempts to arrest a refugee in an aggro mental state. So if one of your... That's good. That's good. Right now, if one of your refugees breaks down and you arrest them, it counts against you. I just need your last calling. Why? Calling in a trooper squad, screwed around. It's all aggroed. Yeah. So that's a good fix. Yeah. Trade caravans will approach the colony. We read that one. Amatries can display negative meditation values. Pursuing quests doesn't give the correct information upon sign translation to Psylink level. Where a joy counts as a hostile act. Hey! I didn't realize that was a bug. Nice. At the moment, using Word of Joy on an ally makes you lose favor with them, lose reputation with them. So you can actually make your allies hate you by making them happier. So thank goodness for that. That's really nice. That'll also make it a lot easier when you have those depressed royals that you have to take care of. If you have Word of Joy, hit them with Word of Joy. Upon having a mental break on entering a hostile map is drafted. Offset doesn't work for attached modes. Draw line, overdraw. Alpha Beaver event will still happen even if the outdoor temperature is below the minimum. Firefoam ID radius is larger than drawn. Inherence attribute override. So I didn't even realize. I've never used Firefoam ID. I've used Firefoam poppers, but never Firefoam ID. Inherence attribute overrides other attributes like class. Ambush lighter doesn't have all ambush pawns as look targets. Guard random, not rendering shadows. Some monument buildings have enclosed floored areas. That's kind of nice. Just a little quality of life thing that won't happen anymore. So that way you won't have those monuments where you end up building like the inner wall first and it turns out you needed flooring inside the inner wall. Little things like that. Firefoam shells are actually super good to keep around the base. I'm actually thinking about from now on just building like 4 roofs on the outside of my walls all the way around the entire base so that all the plants there die. Can't have lightning there. Fire won't travel to the walls, etc. I don't know, that's a lot of work. Just gonna spam IDs. IDs are gonna be cheaper now too. Unique. The age of IDs have begun. Change temperature display mode, C to F. Miscellaneous uncapitalized letters after colons. Non-hauler asked to deliver resources gives the wrong message. Lint pawns tended to by the host factions. We already read one of those, so that's really nice. Trees can display. Yeah, all right. Hall icon remains when stockpile. Some of these were in there already. Yeah, they're going to be 10 steel cheaper to make shells, mortar shells, and therefore IDs will be cheaper. Too much honor for yeoman ceremony. Ceremony failed. Impossible to gain the yeoman psi level. Haven't had that happen, but that would suck. Bestower can social fight and die while waiting for ceremony. Don't make the bestower faction hostile if he was guilty. That's nice. I haven't had that happen to me, luckily. Can move same states, target, blah, blah. Pawn, having mental break on caravan is drafted upon entering a map. So that's a good change. Actually, maybe it's not a good change. Heritage attribute overrides over attributes like class. All right. Most of this is not... I'm not seeing anything about the big bugs. Bad resting hunter causes lack of ranged weapon alert. I've never had that happen. Meditation Z fighting with other meditation fix. Television viewing area throws NRE if selected. Bleed rate total does not accurately represent bleed rates on pawns with health scales other than 1. No feedback on Anima tree. Yeah, we saw that one. Rescue shuttle lands on crash shuttle and wipes it. Never had that happen. Moving a zone with shrink zone designator while the zone is selected leaves the zone's UI open. Typo and tool cabinet. After zoning work type. Unclaimed bed. All right. So they did not fix the corner punch and several other big bugs, big things, exploits, etc. Lots and lots of changes. Many, many more fixes, etc., etc. You've had the bestower have a heart attack before. It's here, the bestower ceremony. It's not a bug, it's a feature. All right. That is a lot of changes. Okay, so for anyone that came in late into this, if you're just wondering what's going on, just a quick recap. A few hours ago, it was announced that there is going to be a RimWorld update 1.3 that is a free update for everyone that owns a RimWorld. You can play it right now in the beta branch of RimWorld by going into your Steam settings. You can do that right now. It will fully release in about 2 weeks. They say the target is 2 weeks. It might be longer, might be shorter. To coincide with 1.3, though, there is going to be a paid DLC. What? Trevor, hey. Hey, Trevor, are you there? Hang on. There is going to be a paid DLC called Ideology. Ideology seems friggin' wild. It is insane. If you didn't see the beginning of this, I'm going to put this up on YouTube. You can double check the reactions and our conversations about it. I'm going to put it up right after the stream. But it is crazy. Crazy. I don't even know. We went through all this. But anyway, Ideology is mainly going to focus on making your faction unique. You can do all kinds of crazy crap. You can make people be drug taking, raving, like actually going to raves. You look at this. We got glow sticks. We got speakers. We got some kind of new little slug creature. I don't even know what else is going on. Or you can go on the other side of the spectrum, and you can make there be a cannibal cult that literally sacrifices people. There are sacrificial altars. I mean, there's so much going on here. There are fight clubs. It's crazy. It's really crazy. It seems like they're adding so much in this one, and it seems more exciting to me anyway than Royalty did. Anyway, check it out if you haven't already. You can read through all the patch notes and all of that yourself on the RimWorld site, which is Ludeon, Ludeon.com, or on Steam, obviously. But if you want to try out 1.3, do it now. Beta is up. Go in, get it done. All right, let me end this recording.